never give in. Never, never, never.
I'm now approaching the new replica OB through the woods and through a pathway, and we arrive in this area which has had a plinth built by the volunteers in memory of auxiliaries that came here. I mentioned when I was down below a vent to get rid of the fumes from the cooking and that fire. This tree would normally have been a full-size tree, and the vent would have come out at the top of the tree line. Any smoke would not have been spotted from down here. This is quite a nice little area, really. Look, they've built a bench, and you can sit here and you can think about what the guys did, and you can see the plinth. We know, because I've just walked around this route, that somewhere around here there is an operational base. Hopefully, if the Germans were just walking through the wood, they wouldn't know. But the idea is that you would come here and you would hide your men down into the operational base. As you can see, the base, the top was well camouflaged, and that was a necessity. Here is the shaft that leads down into the base. It has a ladder fitted, and we can go down there and have a look-see. This is the normal way of getting in, and at the bottom here we've got all the mechanism that goes with opening the cover, and this wall here is the first of a series of walls, and this one is a glass wall. I have just come down the access ladder. I've now got a zigzag. We've got two walls that form this zigzag, and the reason for them was that if someone was following us and they dropped a grenade behind us, one of the walls would have acted as a blast wall and we could get around. Now it's all very narrow, so we don't want Germans in full webbing kit to be able to get in easily, give us a chance to get out the other side if it's at all possible. Now this area here is the kitchen. Obviously we've got the stove here, we've got candles and things that we would normally have to light the place, because of course there's no electricity down here. Up here on there's a hole in a wall, and that is a vent, and the vent goes out, it then goes round a bend and up vertically through a hollow tree. That tree is obviously a dead one, and it's had this pipe put down the middle of it, and the idea is that the smoke would then discharge up above the tree line and not be spotted from ground level. This side, very important piece of kit, a Nelson toilet. Don't know if you want to have a quick look at it. And that is the toilet facilities for up to 2 weeks. So the toilet area would sometimes have a sacking type of curtain for a little bit of privacy, and just to keep the kitchen and the toilet separate. Entering into the main chamber, not every operational base had doors. Some did, some didn't. It depended whether the people could get them easily. It consists basically of corrugated iron frame. It's like an elephant shelter that was used during the war. Anderson shelters were built from the same material. And in this room, a patrol would live. We've got a table, bench. We'd have a lot of action going on here. All the explosives that had to be prepared, the time fuses, would all be done down here, as well as the eating, looking at maps, and it's all done with a little bit of light coming from oil lamps and candles. This one is quite well kitted out, in as much as that it's got a stove. Again, the stove would go out and vent through the same hole as the kitchen does. We close the door. The room looks a little bit bigger. All right, the bunks, you'd have at least 4 bunks here, although you've got 7 men. The bunks come in various designs. This one's just been knocked up from timber. What is a usual design is that you've got like chicken wire, but it's like 1/2-inch steel strips, and that nailed across there gave you a little bit more comfort than solid wood. And then you've got your palliasse that would go on the top. A box, an ammo box, and this time it's full of hand grenades. All would need priming before you go out, and that's another job for the table. Although you've got bunks over there, you'd have bunks over here as well. But when you've got 7 men, all their kit, all the stores, and the idea would be that you'd have enough stores for 3 weeks. It's going to be pretty cramped in here. The walls, sometimes, you can see here, for example, that they've started to paint the wall white. That would just give you a little bit more light. You get a bit of reflection off the white. Otherwise, it is very, very claustrophobic, and it's a situation that they would have to have put up with. Going out this way, a slight extension onto the main room. We've got a series of shelves here. Now, this could be rifle racks. It could be just a food store. And on the other side, we have another slightly larger room. Again, there are shelves and stores and things. And this is where the crates of explosives, the crates could be stored there, out of the way. The design of these operational bases varied, but most of them did have one escape tunnel, and that is something that they hope they'd never use. But the escape tunnel is normally a circular tunnel made out of a concrete pipe or something like that, and these could be 30 yards long. They would end up going to a ditch, a stream, somewhere that would be camouflaged so that you couldn't see the exit, and you'd make your way through the tunnel and out and away. And that is the theory. More morale boosting than anything else, I guess, but it's worth a try. If you can get away, get away. So here we go. "30 yards with all your equipment in a hurry, it's going to take some doing, but at least it gave you a chance of an escape." This is obviously built by the National Trust, and it's you can actually see the exit. If you look here, the original OB, which is still here on the Coles Hill estate, but just looks like this. You can't tell where the exit is. The way to get to it, you crawled through your tunnel, and there was a pull switch, and you pulled this lever, which was attached to wire, which released a catch, and then this flapped up, and you're away. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little tour. I think they've done a very good job building the replica, but if you want to see some actual shots of existing OBs and photographs that were taken during the war, have a look at our website on www.staybehinds.com. You can learn quite a lot on there. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.